to get things going.
I find for FPX very clever that they left actually R5 for AD carry right here. It could be a case of we're playing Kai'Sa and we're going to all-in dive, or we're going to play Kalista and we're going to play...
dive.
Shadow is looking. Gala and Mako have actually picked up on that. They know that Shadow could be around, but now they're not under a tower.
Yeah, Mako does get stunned up by the W of Shadow. However, the Tangle Barbs do not connect, and Gala is able to get a nice amount of poke back in onto the Pantheon. And now FPX are relatively low HP and are going to try to just close the gap here. Shadow flashes forward. They're going to chain that CC well, and Awesome's going to pick up first blood.
I mean, it was inevitable for FPX. They had to make this... doing it literally right on top of Vision, but because that bot lane swapped over on the tops of the map from FPX, there is literally no one that can walk inside the river and stop them from doing it. So, pretty good from IG so far. Oh, hold up.
There goes that bear.
Okay, it's just a teddy bear. You know what?
Yeah.
If not friend, why friend shaped? That's my question about bear. They're actually going to give up on that one. As you see JJ heading towards his top section.
Yeah, another instance of FPX sacrificing a little bit of the resources that Sheer can put out in order to allow for an objective to be collected. And now we can see if the Shy can win out on this 1v2. He's already overheated. Forces the Fates call in from Awesome, and Jue is able to knock up the Shy again. The Electro Harpoon does not connect, and this should be a kill, most likely, but the Shy making a work for it here. Finally, Awesome gets the gold. That's number 2 for FPX.
Yeah, there's not a lot of items in anyone's inventory. Into the fight. Sheer is walking all the way. The Herald is getting very dangerously low.
Yeah, I mean, that's just going to actually get secured by Invictus Gaming, so FPX not in the position to respond. Remember, Shadow used his ultimate a little bit too early, looking for a play down bottom. Nice reaction by Awesome to use that Fates Call as well as the barrier, I think, and the flash. So both summoner spells on that play to avoid Tibbers going on top.
Also, Kalista itself, you take the safety from the Nico away. Once Jue is in, then that's it.
Yeah, you know, if we can get Jue to pop a really big ulti, like those have been like the moments where I think FPX have looked the best. Like start of the season, one of the first games I've watched of FunPlus Phoenix this year, it was a 5-man Nico ulti from Jue. I think it was back in Split 1, or even Demacia calculated, but it was a really insane play, and I was like, okay, hold on, this FPX team, they might be cooking a little bit here. As, he's kind of made a name for himself on the Nico, at least so far here in this season. He's risen more in popularity, but Jue was one of the innovators on this pick. Has been doing pretty well on it so far. As now we get 2 Tibbers in the bottom lane. And it's going to be matched here by the ulti from Shadow, but Rookie will be able to run away at least for a little bit. However, he's kind of going the wrong direction at this point, and that means he's going to get collapsed upon. Care just bursts him down. And that's another kill going for FunPlus Phoenix in this game. The response is going to be Herald popped in the mid lane. Most likely that tier 1 turret nearing going down. The next wave should certainly seal the deal.
Man, Sheer is the bane of IG's existence. I feel like Sheer has read the map so freakishly well so far. He's always there to defend towers. He's always there to defend ganks coming through from JJ. And he's played a fantastic game of just pretty much being at the right place at the right time with Sion. You know that you can fall slightly behind to the rumble. It's just very natural. Defending your team, that's what Sheer is there. They try to get a kill, Sheer is there. Flashes over walls, defends the towers from the Heralds. He's actually been on point with his movement on the map. Talking about movement on the map, Care.
He's going to dash in, has this Crescent Guard, but is unable to use it. He gets crowd control locked to Oblivion. Meanwhile, the Shy picks up a solo kill onto Sheer. He's going to be in the zombie form, and Shadows jumped in with that Grand Starfall, so it'll go down in a trade. But a really nice sequence of events for Invictus Gaming. They get kills on both solo laners of FunPlus Phoenix.
Yeah, and they're doing the auto count on the top side of the map as well, so another neutral objective going their way as the FPX are trying to lick their wounds, taking a couple of hits on the mid lane tier 1 tower. And remember what we said, there's not a lot of AD carries that can take Sion down. However, Rumble doesn't need to be an AD carry because early on with a double,
change things? No. FPX for sound? No, I just have to be doing things in the background in the first game of the day, and sometimes we have tech issues with that. Oh, let's get back into the fight though. I've seen it's been a bit of a comeback from IG, but we'll see if they can get anything more than just that. JJ gets himself out. That's not a bad killing coming in from Gala. Sheer currently alone in the front line will flash out. Gala gets himself his E charge back up by getting some double taps on. Sheer getting really isolated here, and it feels like that teleport just left him completely in the lurch. FPX lose themselves their top lane and don't get anything in return. IG don't necessarily have to worry about the engage coming through from. Hang on, that's not a great Zonius at all from Gap. Puts the equalizer over the top of the flash in. Means that Shadow steals it. The equalizer helps burn it down, and Shadow will take a well-earned prize. Baron onto 4. Kashir had respawned in time, and the stolen equalizer. About that. Okay, Dragon now getting started up. IG just lost themselves the Baron. Will stop Soul going up to FPX. Gold is not that far apart, but IG, I mean, if they'd gotten that Baron, they'd be in a so much better place.
Gala gets chunked out as well, as that lethality Kalista from Awesome is starting to do a lot of damage. Throwing out those spears left, right, and center, hoping to get that next wave ushered in. Speaking of waves, Care has one in the mid lane. He's not stopped. That tier 3 is going to go down, as Karen the Stylist has really gotten powerful in this one. Level 17 on this pick with a Rod of Ages in inventory, and with too many waves to handle, Invictus Gaming are bleeding on multiple areas of the map. They send another teleporter from Sheer. They want to continue the play.
Yeah, the juggle is excellent right here from FPX. They're crashing in the mid lane wave, as you can see right now on the minimaps. Shadow is backing up here as well. They're going to be attacking 2 towers at once. Mid lane inhibitor tower is going to go down. They're going to start tagging that bot lane one as well. The cannon is just about now going to die. So FPX, there's a loose cannon. It's called Zway. Going towards the mid lane. He's going to reveal himself eventually. But another wave coming through from the bottom of the map. Mid lane wave crashed as well. FPX are doing a fantastic job with their waves in this power match.
They got just a little bit more. It has just expired, and now Invictus Gaming might feel a little bit more brave to go forward here. It does mean that Care is able to take down that full inhibitor in the mid lane essentially on his own. The pure might of that Stylus, able to get super minions down the mid lane for the next 5 minutes or so. And FPX, a 5,000 gold off of a very successful Baron power play. Remember, we thought IG were the favorites coming
A
into
little bit more control over the top side of the area, because they know, I don't think the game is ending unless
Rookie.
they can take the next Baron too.
He gets spotted out by the clone of Zway. Nicely used W by the Nico to make sure they spot out any potential flank angles. And now JJ's going to get collapsed upon as Shadow jumps forward. Look at Care going over the blast cone. Already JJ's forced to flash away. Look at the stolen away Nami ulti. And Zway goes over the top of it all. But on the backside of things, the Shy is looking very powerful on the Rumble. He's overheated, able to survive with that scrap shield. And IG are fighting back. Gala gets another kill. It is so far a 3v4 as now FPX are on the run. Gala doing a lot of damage so far. The health bars on FunPlus Phoenix are low. Shadow Awesome and Sheer looking to try to escape. Sheer forces Tivers away, and it looks like that is enough to make sure no more blood is shed.
Okay, this is looking more and more like the old...
He's going to be late to this fight, and that means IG can start this Dragon up.
Yeah, he's got that GA, but remember, he does have the ultimate. He can jump in whenever he wants to Sheer.
IG just burst this, but
instead...
Here. They bought enough time for Shadow to arrive at the Grand Starfall. He might be a little bit too over-aggressive. He already has that Guardian Angel pop. The pop blossom from Zway is big. And Gala goes down alongside Mako. And FPX are now fighting a 4v3. But look at JJ. And look at the Shy. He's toasting Assume. Takes him down. And now it's a 2v2 overall. Sheer and Care looking to try to chase down the Rumble and the Xin Zhao, but they will not be able to. Back with Smite in hand. He did not die in that fight. And the rest of IG will come in and deny the soul once again. What a game that we have here between two teams that are former world champions on opposite trajectories so far in the standings, but they've been
want to fight.
Remember, FPX not only has the smite advantage for Shadow, he's in the pit right now, but they also have the Kalista Ren at their disposal. JJ's going to try to get into the pit. He gets knocked up by Sheer, and that means FunPlus Phoenix secure the Baron, but can they win the fight in response? The Pop Blossom, oh, it's a dis-synergy with the Fate's Call. Nobody gets hit by the Nico ulti, and that means both soul laners will drop with ease as IG find 2 kills.
Another incredible equalizer coming through from the Shy. And look at the Baron pit. Look at what the walls look like. They're perfection. You get stuck through a choke point, you get absolutely cooked, and IG are pulling a reverse Baron right here. They're pushing into a Baron up base.
And they have 5 members strong. They could look for even more than this mid lane inhibitor potentially. It is Shadow, Awesome, and Jway, but no ultis are available in the bot lane of FPX, so IG are going to go for the throat right now. They're going to have to burst through these Baroned up minions, and that's going to be a tougher task than they might have originally expected. And now with the death timers coming up, IG are going to have to make a decision. Do they go for the end right now, or do they head back? It looks like they'll choose the ladders before making his way down to join the rest of his team, and that means that JJ can go in immediately as the turret goes down. Sheer finds a 2-man knockup though. Jway with a pop blossom does not find the backline, and here comes the rest of Invictus Gaming. Shadow's able to get one, but on the backside of things, he's in a whole lot of trouble as it's Rookie with Timbers tearing apart FunPlus Phoenix. Another knockup lands on the Sheer. Only him and Awesome are still alive, and this will be IG taking control of this game number 1. Awesome goes down to the culling. One more to Gala to finish it off, and IG come all the way back and win game number 1 over FPX.
They break the curse from the first series, and they take that game for themselves. And the Shy, what an absolute banger of a game on this Rumble.
Game number 1 went the way of FunPlus Phoenix the first time around, but in their last series of the group ascent stage, it will not be. It creates a very basic wombo, or just a basic team fighting composition here for IG.
I'm just scratching my head a little bit here, and I'm like, I'm just not to play for the gank right there. However, right here, I think he's just gonna lose double scuttle. JJ's just gonna zone him from getting inside this river, and as you can see in the mid lane, Rookie does have priority, so Akali ain't going anywhere anytime soon, and JJ can he's
bullying him.
See his own jungle.
Sends him into the wall, just kind of punching him on his way out. Shadow's trying to fight back a little bit here. Does have the aftershock, so provides a little bit of extra tankiness, and now Rookie has arrived, and so is the Shy. Shadow flashes away from the counter-strike, and now the Shy doesn't have any mana, and Care will jump in with a shuriken and pick up first blood for FPX.
IG are playing with their foods. Sheer has to flash away. Care walks a bit too far forward.
Oh yeah, but now Rookie's out of mana too. JJ's trying to find him with the explosive effect, but doesn't find the knockup. And now IG are in a very precarious situation as the health bars are very low, the mana bars are low. Things are looking grim for the IG mid-jungle duo. Here comes Sheer, the Shadow gonna look to jump over the wall as well. Trying to lock down JJ potentially. There comes the W, they're gonna try to find this Permafrost stun. Rookie finds another combo of spells and is able to take down the Sejuani, but Care's able to jump over the wall with double buffs in hand and secure feats of warfare for FPX.
3-0 for Care's Akali. 4
Shy
minutes.
the Archie, they know the play is off.
Honestly, had Rookie just waited a second longer, there could have been a chance that FPX would have dived that. They've actually got tendencies to sort of overstay their welcomes, especially when they're looking for a dive, right? You want to make your time worth. So a lot of the times they'll just over push the boundaries like they did in game number 1, just to try to get something back for the time that they've wasted. Right here, Rookie's going to show up in time, luckily for FPX, to not take that.
As well. So if IG can get to that point, they're going to be feeling comfortable, even though FPX have some tools to try to fight that. As we're already going to see another play onto Rookie. Remember, no flash, he pops the shockwave, but it's only onto Jway, who has the Unbreakable Will on top of him with so much crowd control utilized by that cow. And that means the 4th kill of the game will go to FPX this time. IG are going to try everything that they can to make sure that doesn't happen. And that means try to find plays where Care does not have an opportunity to go for, and one of those could be Sheer on this top side. The Shy playing very nicely to make sure he cannot take any sort of damage in response, and means that the Shy will be able to get that kill onto the Yorick and finally get IG back into a position where they can at least pick up some gold.
Clever play from the side of IG, playing away from the Akali, but this time around they can't evade it.
Oh, nice flash from Rookie, gets away from every bit of crowd control that FPX threw at him, and now it's Shadow stuck in a 1v3 as Gall's arrived in the fight. Rookie picks up the kill on Jway, who dies under turret, but Awesome has come in to try to reinforce things for FPX. Gala with one more auto can try to take down Shadow, but he's playing around the bush vision beautifully here. Assume cleansed away from that feather call, and the bullet time will come out. Gala's chunked down to 500 HP. And FPX looking to collapse now. Teleport came in from Sheer to try to pincer Invictus Gaming and force them back underneath their tier 1 tower.
What has been picked right here is that backline access that Care possesses. So So Xayah without R cannot walk into neutral objective territory. Very, very well played right here from FPX to consistently pressure Gala. And right here he's been put into this matchup to actually take Yorick straight up down. And the fact that he's also 1,000 gold up, IG have been able to leverage that advantage on the side lane. Hold up.
They're going to just get another kill on Ashir. I mean, he's unkillable. The Shy in this side lane. They're going to send another teleporting from Rookie to burst down this tier 1 turret. So Shear's having a really rough go of things right now. And if IG want to win this game, it's going to have to come through the Shy again.
Oh, it was a tower fight between FPX and IG. IG are going to take this one. No big
Had
strength.
other moments throughout the year as well. Really trying to make a name for himself as a true mid lane threat here in the LPL. Even against the mights of somebody like Rookie, who's been around for so long, who's won championships here in this league. And they're going to look for another play here. Oh, the Wombo combo's massive. It takes Gala down. And look who it is to finish off Mako. It's none other than Care. A double kill in for the Akali as FPX obliterate the bot lane of IG.
There's already a needlessly large rod in this inventory, and execute composition. It's like very normal front to back-ish where you're looking for the big shockwaves as the Shy is going to be looking for a friend around because there's 4 FPX members around him.
Alright, the Shy was doing pretty good against Sheer, but let's see what he does against the rest of FunPlus Phoenix. It looks like not too much just yet, but he's able to survive long enough, and Mako comes in and makes sure the Jack slip. Joy coming in, a huge knock of a Care over the wall as well. He's going to find the kill onto the Shy. They're looking for Gala. He does not have that ultimate at his disposal, and they will get finally 1 kill back here as Joy has died, but the target's going to be JJ still underneath the tier 2. The tower's heating up. They're going to let it reset, but the Shuriken flip over the wall is going to allow for Care to follow. But will it be to his doom? Mako finds the knock, but Care is still unkillable. He will not find a kill that he wants, but FPX still in the lead.
They'll take the 2 kills. They'll take that bottle in tower. Takes down the Shy. Gets Gala as well, if I'm not wrong, right there as well. And yeah, there's a Shadow Flame and a Magi's in this inventory.
And FPX, they got the competition to fight, now going to do just that. Another teleport comes in from Sheer, the Shy very low. Care going into the backline, perfectly executed onto the Jax. And the Shy is down for the count for the next 35 seconds. Joy looking to try to chase down JJ. And on the backside of things, it is IG looking to fight things back in the 2v3. Mako very low. Assume looking to chase people down. Sheer massive on the front line. And Joy looking to cut everybody off. Center in and close things down onto Invictus Gaming. And IG have nowhere to go except right forward on FPX. Gala still very healthy, still full HP. He flashes in, and Gala is able to get one back, but the rest of FunPlus Phoenix collapse upon the rest of his team and force IG to another 4 kills down.
A big victory for FPX, a big loss for Care. Overextends, loses a bunch of stacks on his Magi's. But that's very little to sacrifice. There's just not a lot of damage between the two, right? And JJ is still around, which means they can start. Now, Atacam, they didn't kill Rookie. Now, Care has been left on the top side of the map. He needs to start running because JJ is wrapping around, and the rest of FPX are nowhere near that neutral objective. But again, a lot of the times we have seen FPX being a little overzealous, over-pressuring on the issue. And right here, they are looking for Care. He does still have his Shroud. Needs to hide. Won't have to use it. Does have a tower.
So that's maybe the problem that's going to be opening up here for FunPlus Phoenix. They have...
Shy does have the TD if he wants to join. JJ could join through the wall, try to go for potential steal, but IG have to pressure through the top side of the map. But someone is waiting in the bush.
They're poking, they're hunting, they're looking to see the engage, and finally the trigger is pulled. They're going to go on to Gala. A huge impale comes through from JJ, but it's not enough. Care dashes forward and takes down the animated carry. But the shot on the back line. Counter strikes onto 3. Looking to try to jump onto Shadow as well, but he has to now flash away from the Permafrost Sheer. Very massive as well, as there's the Maiden doing some work. It's an effective 4-3, but now the rest of IG's coming forward. They're going to try to take down another, but Awesome's able to pick himself up a double kill, and Rookie out of mana is forced to run for the hills.
Yeah, IG tried to turn this around, but Rookie had no more mana to us. Now here's where the problem lies, right? JJ commits too far forward, but Rookie is out of mana. Gala is down, the Shy has died, but only down as Stilo, whose Rookie is out of mana, so they couldn't quite capitalize on a very nice flank from JJ.
Gala gets chunked out right before his Featherstorm came off a cooldown, so that's going to be not the best situation right now for the side of Invictus Gaming. It's now the shot getting targeted, the bullet time not enough. as Sheer thought that he had enough damage to pick up a lethal onto the Jax, but it was going to be instead the Shy heading back to base. FPX though, full control of the top side jungle. Baron is up.
So if they manage to neutralize Care and not allow him to get that kill over in the backline, it all lies on Gala and Co to make that happen.
Oh, Rookie with a two-man shockwave and awesome as Sheer, chunking them out very low. My eyes are on Gala right now. 3 full items on this Zion, level 13. Both summoner spells and the Featherstorm at his disposal. The Dragon is now getting started off by IG. They want to make sure that this soul point does not go down. Shadow gonna try to find the steal, but it gets locked down by the Xayah. And now IG pulls Shadow right back in. The Shy looking for a stun. He finds it onto Carrot, forcing a gold in early. Awesome still big on this backline, waiting for that bullet time, but it's currently on cooldown. He's still able to pick up a kill onto the Shy, and now FPX can go forward. Care gets hit up by the Feather Caller, and now Gala can look to go forward. Pops the ulti, knock-up lands onto Awesome, and that's JJ picking up a kill. Rookie getting another one on a Care, and Dway and Shadow forced to run for the hills. IG find the Dragon, and they're gonna find themselves the fight.
FPX get too trigger happy, they overextend, but they look more aggressive. They're trying to regain some territory, placing down some more aggressive visions, especially around Baron, which is going to be the next big objective that we're looking for, as that Dragon is quite a while away, 3 minutes on the timer. And you definitely do not want to be taking any more fights before that, as there is, again, 0 Magi Sakali right here. This is your perfect time to try and fight around this, as I say that Care does complete the Hourglass, which brings that Seeker's Armguard back to life. You get that extra AP right here, so the gold lead still pretty substantial over on the mid lane.
This is all FPX know how to do. They just know how to keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. They're looking to try to fight onto the Shy. He pops a Seeker's Arm Guard that he picked up in his inventory, and actually that allows him to escape. Oh, look at the impale from JJ. It sends in 3, but it's only the front line so far. The Shy is going to try to collapse on him, but 3-man shockwave comes through, but FPX have the health bars right now, and Awesome still full HP. They get one back on Dway. A 4v4 opened up on the map. Gala has that lethal tempo proc, forcing the flash away from Awesome, but JJ's going forward with the Excel's impact. Looking to finish off Sheer. Make him with an knock-up on Awesome, but you got too far forward, and here comes Care. Looking to lock down Gala, and they do. And JJ and Rookie on the run. There's perfect execution, but it does not find the kill, and IG will run away with 2 members alive.
What is going on? We talked about IG needing to keep Gala alive, and IG get too overconfident. He flashes forward into 4 members of FPX, and now FPX are staring the Baron down. JJ can get revenge for the previous Baron stolen from him.
Neither jungler has smite, by the way, so this is just going to be a pure 50-50 if anyone gets into the pit, and it looks like a nice...
Maiden, you've got the extra farm buff right now. You're going to shove in that bot lane wave. You can choose to play towards that Dragon or towards that mid lane tower. Right here, IG, again, they've got a 4-man core that is pretty undivable, so I don't like what's happening right here from FPX. If anything, they're trying to push 3 lanes at once to see if they can leverage any of those minion waves to try and get a tower.
Got to single out Care, but JJ does not find it with the Excel's impact, and now we see FPX pushing on 3 lanes at the same time. It's a 3-1-1 situation that they've sort of opened up for themselves, top, mid, and then bot, in terms of where their players are currently allocated. Another 45 seconds here on this Baron buff. Cracking open this top lane tier 2, and now we have inhib towers being threatened on both sides. IG are going to have to decide where to go, and it might be towards the top lane. Gala forced the Featherstorm away from the Glacial Prison.
But that is perfect right here, because if they're looking to dive, talking about diving, there's no bot lane tower right here, so FPX can actually walk in freely. They're pushing that mid lane wave as well.
Oh, wow. It looks like IG want to start this fight. The Impale already going on to Shadow. Mako only finding Dway with the quickness. A lot of major cooldowns down for Invictus Gaming without finding any key damage on a crucial target, except maybe Sheer. He's going to get dashed upon here by JJ. Will they close the gap onto him? Sheer flashes away, and FPX are alive for now. And they're going to actually go right back in with the Arctic Assault from Shadow and make sure IG are still playing on their toes with the Dragon up and at the ready for FPX to take away.
Yeah, FPX should actually back off right here. They actually took a bunch of cooldowns, but the most important part here is that they took that distributor tower over the bot side of the map. Sure, not the best outcome.
Very big. The Baron is now alive. Remember, a crucial objective for both teams, but most notably for FPX, if they want to try to close this game out.
All right, let's see. Oh, Baron up. The Shy looking for Sheer right there, but he's only going to find his Panda left behind. Rookie is also towards the bot side of the map, as they see that FPX are moving more aggressively into the top quadrant of JJ's jungle, as the Shy sort of take everything away from Sheer.
Yeah, look at the pings right now, though. They know that with that bot inhibitor going down as well, and Rookie forced to try to clear that wave out, FPX have a bit of a timer to start this Baron up. Jway's playing
Care,
goalkeeper
Care,
right now,
Care?
trying to keep JJ away. But look at Care. He's jumped over, but he gets immediately knocked up. Could he be in trouble? He goes down to Gala before he can finish off the proc with ultimate. The bullet time does enough damage, but now FPX are fighting in a 5v4 situation. They do not want this smoke. They're going to get knocked up here. Mako's taken low, but not taken down. Shockwave will find Sheer. They send him to his doom. It's a double kill picked up for Gala. He flashes over the wall, finds the Zoom. FPX have fallen by the wayside as IG find 4.
FPX not like this. Scare finds the angle, but IG's fingers are too fast and they defend Gala. We said if Gala stays alive in these fights, he'll melt through the front line, and Care's job is to take him straight out. The game is not over, and that's flash down for Gala for the next fight to come.
But it feels like a bit of a breaking point as the scaling from IG is big. It's going to be this Dragon picked up here, third of the game for IG, and Shadow went over the wall to try to pick up a steal and did not find it. He's going to pay for it with his life. The Shy picking up a 627 gold shutdown for himself.
For the next 40 seconds, and IG with Baron can actually take every single outer tower in the meantime.
They have the Baron, but for the next minute and 20 seconds where they got it after winning that last fight. Jway going in, forcing that Feather Storm from Gala, who now is a Guardian Angel for a little bit of extra layer of protection. Speaking of, Jway not going to be protected for long, even with that Unbreakable Oil. And it will mean that Invictus Gaming can break open this mid lane inhibitor. With Shadow dead for the next 15 seconds, they can look to further destroy the base of FPX until they show up as 5. And then, will they continue to go for the throw? Will they try to end this series right here? Or will they back away, knowing that it could be a 5v5 situation? It looks like they will back off with Baron buff still in their hands for another 50 seconds.
Tank Iskana, who truly is a viable target right now for a cap.
Yeah, doesn't seem like anybody. Especially with even the Seraph shield that Rookie has, just the amount of damage. And, oh,
They're gonna have to somehow isolate Gala, find him, take him down, or Rookie. The formation is just very, very difficult to break, and Care actually here, they're looking to make potentially a play around the Baron. Care already in position.
Yeah, notably Gala and Shy picked up the soul on their own, and JJ was not even there, didn't even need to be there to lock down the smite. So Cloud Soul now in the hands of Invictus Gaming. That could be big, most notably on somebody like Mako on the Rakan. FPX have no other choice but to start up the Baron Nashor. Care is caught on a ward, looking for a flank. Rookie doing a ton of poke. 2 flashes already burned as JJ does not land the Impale, but it comes at the cost of multiple summoner spells. The Shy looking for the flank as the Baron has been started up by IG. FPX have no way to get into this one, and it should certainly be the objective going down unless Shadow can get in the pit. Get in there, man! No! It's secured by Gala, and FPX are now in so much danger. The shockwave from Rookie will find the backline, and FPX have been absolutely eviscerated. Invictus Gaming gonna pick up all the kills that they want here in this one. Mako alongside the Baron up minions will take down Care on their own, and IG, their hopes of top 4 still remain, despite another big lead from FPX. 2 comebacks in a row. They complete the sweep and will go up to 10-7 in the regular season.
IG coming through the series, showing their strong face, and